Do you know what time it is? Tell me, do you know? Man, let's go. That is go. What's going on, people? How y'all doing? I said, how y'all doing? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tough Love. We about to have a conversation. We about to have another conversation. I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying your Monday. All right. Trying to make sure that y'all, you know what I'm saying? I don't know why I look dark right here. Like I'm not that dark. You see what I'm saying? I'm light chocolate. Nah, but listen, I wanted to address this topic real quick or whatever. I was checking out a Kwame Brown. Again, salute to Kwame Brown. Appreciate you. I was checking out his video. And in one of the videos, he kind of talked about, you know what I'm saying, everybody kind of working together, everybody kind of, unity, you know what I'm saying, building a community. And, something kind of dawned on me. I'm realizing that, you know what, we're not going to be able to save everybody. Some people, the way they've been living their life, things are going to happen regardless of what you do, regardless of how much you hold them and lead them to the water, regardless of how much you pray for them, regardless of how much you cheer for them, regardless of how much you give them validation and affirmation. Some things are just karma. How many people believe that? Like karma is a 360. You know what I'm saying? You ever hear somebody do something to you, or whatever case be? I'll give you this view real quick. But you ever let me see if this is gonna work. This is gonna work. I don't know if this is gonna work for y'all. But yeah, so I mean when you talk about karma, you always talk about, you know, things like, well, you know what, if I depending on how many people you messed over in the past, do those things come back and bite you in the ass? I mean, really. And a lot of people say, well, that's just your karma or whatever. But what I've noticed is a lot of people try to outrun their karma. Like if you've been a bad person, if you've had a bad attitude of your life, you've been disrespectful, like whether it was your parents or your friends or your husband, your wife, or shoot, even your kids. Like some people just have things coming to them that you can't save them from. You know what I'm saying? And I think that a lot of us, especially if you have a big heart, you try to intervene, you try to promote people, and then just I don't know, be their hero. But at the end of the day, you can't save everybody. And I think that's a message that, you know what I'm saying, kind of resonated with me in regards to people and their karma. I think that we kind of get in the way of people's karma. Like sometimes, maybe it's okay if they struggle. Maybe it's okay if they go through some type of hardship, because a lot of us have set the stage where we've made mama boys, we've made daddy's girls, and people are so spoiled to the fact that, you know what, you might have to go through this hardship to learn for yourself. You might have to see that the fire is really hot. Let me pull this thing back here. I just want y'all to see the little view or whatever. Let me check the chat. Hold on. Live. Okay, let me see what's up. What's going on, Reggie? I see you. J-Lo Rich, I see you. But I wanted to talk about karma, and I wanted to see if you guys ever had a situation where, somebody was going through hardship and you was like, you know what, I would jump in, but this they karma. Like you start to realize that as you get older, like say you have a sibling or whatever, and you always giving that sibling money, or you have a little bro, you have a friend that they for some reason they just can't get right. They always kind of in need. They always want something, whether it's monetary value, whether it's you always being there for them. And then when you need them, they're never around. So my thought process is when we talk about karma, do you ever be like, nah, I'm not saving you from this time? Like I'm gonna fall back this time. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going to now, of course, we don't want people to struggle extremely, but case in point, let's say you have your child, you talk to your child and you say, you know what? Look, don't take my car without permission. All right, say you go somewhere or whatever case may be, the car is available. They think, or say you upstairs sleeping or whatever, and your child say, you know what, they upstairs sleep, so I'm gonna go grab the keys real quick and I'm gonna drive. And they end up getting into it, they end up getting into an accident. Now, God forbid, you know what I'm saying, something, you know, extreme happened. But the fact of the matter is they end up running into a mailbox, putting a big dent in the car or whatever the case may be. And now they have to work off that debt. It's karma. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you can make it easy. You can say, okay, well, I'll just let the insurance pay for it or whatever the case may be. But you're trying to teach them a lesson. And I think that that's something that we need to realize for a lot of people, that the thing that they're going through is because of the stages in life that they've walked through in regards to saying, I don't give a shit about nobody. It's all about me. I'm not going to help anybody. You see what I'm saying? It's all about me. And I think that we need to understand, especially as we get older, especially with relationships, whether professional or personal, that a lot of people have things coming to them because they've set the stage for negativity. They set the stage for toxicity. They've set the stage for narcissism. You see what I'm saying? And the things that's happening with them now, it's supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? It's supposed to happen. The reason why you got that ass whooping, the reason why somebody had to whip your ass is because you was running your mouth. You kept talking your shit. It's karma with a K. Ass kicking. It's karma. But what's going on, man? I'm hoping that you guys are having a good day. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. I see you on the gram over there. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. If you just come into the channel, we like to, if you're not too sure what tough love's all about or whatever case may be, you know, tough love is about having a conversation, being patient enough to listen for understanding, comprehension, and also agreeing to disagree. You know what I'm saying? Just us all sitting at the table, both men and women or whatever case to be. It's about empowerment. But back to the topic at hand. The topic today is about not being able to save everyone, because people have to go through struggle in life. People have to go through the things that they've kind of set the stage for. Like, if you've been a bad person, you know what I'm saying, you're not self-aware, you don't care about other people's feelings, you just don't care. Like, you take from people, but you never give to people. You never support people. At some point in time, when you're in need, someone's going to say, no, you can't borrow the car. No, you can't borrow any money. No, you can't, you know, get a discount. No, you know, it's karma at the end of the day. And I think that I believe in it. I believe in what you put out into the atmosphere. It will also return. And I think that a lot of people have not got to that stage where they understand that. They think that it's okay to disrespect people. It's okay to have a bad attitude. It's okay to blame everybody else and deflect and not sit down and do a self-evaluation. How many of y'all ever sit down with someone and said, you know what, man, you know, just had an intervention with somebody and was like, you know, you need to chill. You're like, because you're heading on a destructive path. But, you know, motherfuckers don't listen. Motherfuckers, they don't listen. They don't listen. But at the end of the day, you want to be a good friend. You want to be a good spouse. You want to be a good family member. You want to be that person that's always there for someone. And I think that a lot of times people, they cut themselves short, or they wear themselves thin, because they're always in save mode. Yeah, they're always in save mode. And right, there is good karma and there's bad karma. And right now we're talking about kind of like the bad karma, you know what I'm saying? But here's the issue. Some people do a good job at putting people in a way of their karma, because they know you got a big heart. You see what I'm saying? They know that if they reach out to you, that you're going to save them from whatever drama and crap that they're going through. But I think it's okay sometimes for you to evaluate what's going on. Let me see what y'all talking about in the chat room. It's real, good karma and bad karma. We the people got to stop trying to be in competition with one another. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses. Definitely. I think what we got to do, man, honestly, is start speaking with one another more and start respecting people's time, respecting people's thought process. I think that with today's society, everyone is so busy trying to promote the narrative that they don't need anybody, promote the narrative that they are, you know, savages, promote the narrative that they are above reproach. And I think at the end of the day, that's just not realistic, because we all need someone to talk to from time to time. We all need somebody there to promote us and validate us and just to listen to us, to be a shoulder to cry on. I think we all do. But I think what happens is that when you don't get the right guidance at home, you go out into the world in this delusional state. Like, it's F the world. You know, everybody's against me. And again, when you go out like that, you know what I'm saying, it's hard for you to maintain certain types of relationships. It's hard for you to build with people. It's hard for you to trust people, because no one has set the stage for you to have that level of understanding, have that level of maturity. How many people feel like you don't really mature until you go through something? You don't really reach a stage of tranquility. Like, you don't really be at peace until you say, you know what, man, I've been through some shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been through some shit, and it's made me realize, you know what I'm saying, how important the simple things are. Like, let's just say all the time you spend your life just partying. And then when those holidays come, there's nobody there. When you're sick, there's nobody there. But yet you have all these people around you when it's time to party. Like, everybody knows your name. Like, shots for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Turn up, get lit. But then when it's time that you really need someone genuine and sincere to talk to, there's nobody there. And I think that's one of those things in reference to standards and values, and, you know, being taught at home. Just being able to understand, like, bro, like, the party life is cool, but you got to have a foundation. You have to have substance. You know, I find that a lot of people that I talk to, they don't have a foundation. There's no substance. Like, they look the part. They sound like they understand what's going on, but when you talk to them, it's like, you know, they're not goal oriented. They just living day by day, second to second. And again, that's cool, but if you don't have a foundation, what happens tomorrow? What happens tomorrow if you don't have a foundation? And a lot of people not only do they not have a foundation, but the things that they promote is so crazy. Like, we're to this point where anything is now called entertainment. Anything super derogatory, oh, it's just entertainment. Like, we shut it off just to be entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you hear men and women and they going at it on the gender wars, like, oh, it's just entertainment. Like, no, no, that's serious. That's serious. You know what I'm saying? When you hear I don't know, just anything. Just anything. What y'all think? What y'all, hold on. Say, check the chat, Maria. Read the chat. Read it. I challenge you to go out to California, to Skid Row, to do a show out there, and you truly will see how good we got it. And it's a wake up call for the communities. Okay. He said pull up on Skid Row. That's the Most High Creator's work. Sometimes you don't understand until you experience something on your own. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Life teaches very valuable lessons. It teaches us very valuable lessons. You know what's so funny though? Sometimes people don't understand what lessons they've learned. So it either takes somebody that's close to them to break it down for them, or it's going to take another situation to happen for you to say, oh man, okay, I learned my lesson. And that's why I say with karma, I think that it is very important for people to put out the type of energy that they want back. Now, I'm not saying you stay positive 100% of the time and nothing but positivity is going to come to your life, but I'm saying to make sure that you put that out there, that people see that, because you never know what being positive is going to promote. You know what I'm saying? You never know what your smile and your good attitude is going to promote, what a good conversation is going to promote. It may put you in position or open doors of opportunity for you, that because you've had a positive attitude, definitely, you know what I'm saying, it'll put you in there. But you never know how many windows and doors will close on somebody with a bad attitude. You know what I'm saying? You ever see somebody sit back and be like, man, you really got a nasty attitude. You really don't have a respect for life. You really don't have an understanding of give and take. You really don't. And those type of people, what I'm saying, I feel, my heart goes out to them because I think that again, they don't have anybody around them to help them. And we gotta stop. We gotta get out this thing where we think that because people have reached a certain age, they should know better. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't think the age matters. I think the experience of life matters. Because there's a lot of things that people go through at an early age that kind of alters how they are. Now, whether it's a physical abuse type situation or whatever case may be, we understand that. But what I'm saying is, let's say like you was growing up, you ain't have food in the house. You know what I'm saying? So your survival, tactics and techniques kind of kick in on how to provide, on how to hustle. You see what I'm saying? Versus, okay, hey, I had both parents in the home. I had everything I could ask for as a child or whatever case may be. But my parents were strict. They didn't let me watch rap music, or they didn't let me do certain things, go to certain parties or whatever. So it all depends on your experience in life. But I believe that there are older adults, or just say adults, that don't get it, that are very childlike. You ever sit back and watch somebody and say, man, you kind of too old to be doing that. You kind of too old to be saying that. You kind of too old to be thinking like that. But it's their life experience. It's the people that they've been around and that have applauded that type of behavior. Check the chat, man. Again, if you guys are just pulling up right now, we're talking about karma. I totally agree. I did a video yesterday talking about, men being men, and to stop trying to give women so much advice. I think that men should focus on men and build us up. Once we're in a position where we can be the protectors, the providers, and the role models, we then can cultivate a conversation. But until then, I'm gonna be honest with you, there's nothing to talk to women about. There's nothing to tell women. Let women do what women do. And I think that men should be men. And that's another thing with karma too. I believe that when you are a good man or you are a good woman, that you're attracted to, or you attract other good people. You know what I'm saying? You attract other good people, whatever case to be. And I don't know, it's just interesting, man, because when you talk about karma, like a lot of people, they never talk about good karma. You know what I'm saying? It's always bad karma. Like when you hear the word karma, oh, you know what I'm saying? But it's never good karma, whatever case may be. I've definitely been fortunate enough to have good karma. Like it's been something, whereas I'm out and I'll pay for a meal, or I'll go through the drive-through, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, this covers the order behind me. You feel me? And lo and behold, somebody, a week, 2 weeks later pass or whatever, and then somebody does it to me. Gave, somebody on the street a couple dollars or whatever case to be, and lo and behold, you know what I'm saying, I find some money or whatever case to be. So I think that good karma, it does exist. You know what I'm saying? Reggie says karma is also a word we need to understand, that it can be used. The reason why I'm touching the screen is it's fading in and out. Can be used to put spells on yourself or others. Ooh, no disrespect, but some women don't know their place, though it's been lost. I see you, Dollar. Here's the issue. Let me backtrack a little bit. The issue with men telling women what they're supposed to do, and vice versa. The issue is that no one is humble. Nobody's listening. Nobody's listening. That's like me putting this on mute. Now I'm talking. You see me moving and everything, right? But nobody's listening. So it doesn't matter how smart you are. It doesn't matter what your status is, if you're an entrepreneur, how much money you got in the bank, what your credit score. It doesn't matter, because when you equate everyone to be the same issue, that means if I equate all women to be an issue, all women, I don't take the time to say I'm going to individualize the situation. That means I'm going to hold you responsible for you. I'm not going to put you in the group with everybody else. And the issue is that we're not individualizing anybody. You know, we got a lot of hurt people, a lot of vindictive people, a lot of bitter people leading the charge with these gender wars. And they are standing out front of men and women like you and I, and they are saying, look at how bad they are. Look at how bad they are. And this is resonating. You know what I'm saying? This is resonating with people who's been hurt. This is resonating with people who's been abused. This is resonating with people who've been emotionally damaged by people. So it's resonating. It's picking up because these people are pulling your heartstrings. They pulling your heartstrings. And it's difficult for men to talk to women about what they should do if we are falling short, and vice versa. I believe that women should police women and men should be policing men. And once we get our policing done, then we can sit down. See, to me, the conversation is pretty simple. If we're sitting down and say, hey, we got us, we're going to have the conversation is being had. To talk to one another. They want to talk about one another. I don't think people want to humble themselves, because it's all about if the more disrespect I showcase, the more power it is I feel I have. So the more women I feel like I disrespect, like I could lead the charge and say women are this, men are this. But within that conversation, it's all your failures. It's not positive. It's all your failures. And you got to be honest with you. And this goes for anybody in almost any type of, body with common sense. If you always talk about a person's failures, they're going to cut you off. It doesn't matter if I give you 100 failures and I never give you any positives. You're draining that person mentally and emotionally to the point where now they don't want to have a conversation with you. When they see you, they go the other way. When they see you and your mouth is moving, yeah, they see your mouth moving, but they ain't listening. And that's the problem that we have with men and women. Like we're talking to one another, but actually we're talking about one another. We're talking at one another, but we're not talking with one another. And I just feel like there's a lot of frustration on both sides. There's a lot of name calling on both sides. And that's another thing with karma as well. So the man that you downplay, because that's the cool thing to do. The woman that you downplay, because that's the thing to do, could be the woman of your dreams, could be the man of your dreams, but you didn't take the time to get to know them. Because somebody told you it was more important to bash them. It was more important to talk about them, to talk at them, and not with them. Now, there's some people that get it. They look at people on a case-by-case basis. They individualize a situation and not generalize it. All women, all men. Some people smart, they get it. And then some people, they don't get it. They don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I always say that I have a strong affinity for black people. I have a strong affinity for people in general, especially just working together and promoting positive energy. It's something breathtaking about it. It's something awesome about it. The issue is that I don't think people value positive energy. I always used to hear somebody said positive vibes only, and you get those cliche living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you. Living my best life. But I find that living your best life, it always be under the worst conditions. You know what I'm saying? It's always at the worst conditions. It's always at the expense of someone else. You living your best life is at the expense of calling someone else a name, dragging someone, disrespecting, cursing someone out, not being able to have a realistic conversation. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. People don't know how to have conversations. Nope. They don't know how to have a conversation. Conversations can't be just me talking at you and screaming and yelling and being disrespectful. We talking. This is a real conversation. Yeah, you know, the conversation shouldn't be like there is it blood needs to be drawn. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of people, when you hear them conversate, um, it's like they conversate to draw blood. They conversate to scar you. They conversate to distract you, deter you, to degrade you. Like that's the conversation, but that's not a conversation. You know what I'm saying? You're weaponizing words because you're scared to have a real conversation. You weaponizing a conversation. You know? Can you imagine sitting down with someone, let's just say me as a man sitting down with a woman, and a woman tells me that, because I'm a black man, immediately, you don't care about your kids, or you don't want to be in a committed relationship, or black men, they're not providers or protectors, or, they're dusty, whatever. Can you imagine a woman saying that to me? And the only reason you say that to me is because I'm black. You don't know me, but that's what you say. Case in point. Imagine if I sit down with a woman and I'm supposed to be having a conversation. And all I say is, well, look at how much weave you wear. Look at how much makeup you wear. Look at how many your eyelashes and this and this and this, right? That's not having a conversation with someone. It's almost like nagging. It's almost like some people feel like the things that they're doing are enhancements. Those enhancements are not for you. It's for them. It's for them. It makes them feel good about themselves. It's not let me put this hair on and make you feel good. It's about them. If people feel like this is what I want to do, that's like for men to say, okay, hey, I'm either going to grow my hair out or I'm going to bald it. You know what I'm saying? It's for me. It's for my self-esteem. It's for me. It's what I like. And I think that we get so caught up in this whole thing. It's like, well, you got to do what I like. You got to do what somebody else say you need to do. I'm just saying, J-Lo says Mario. That's what I don't like when a woman does, and vice versa. Yeah, I just feel like we do a great job. People do a great job. And I say, we do a great job at condemning one another because we don't like something. But my thought process is should we address all women, or should we address the woman that we with? Should we address the man that we're with? That's why I say that a lot of people, if you sit back and listen to them, bro, you ain't saying nothing, ma'am. You're not saying nothing, because you're talking to a group of people that you don't know. I know plenty of successful black men. I know plenty of successful fathers and entrepreneurs and people with good credit, that travel a lot. So for me to sit back and say, oh, well, black men ain't this. Well, that's a facade. That's a lie. And for you to promote it is even more disingenuous. But for me to say all women are this, all women can't be this. They can't be this because there's too many other things of value. There's too many other things of success. So when we put people in one category, it's difficult because we have different backgrounds. We have different backgrounds. There are black people that don't like rap, don't like chicken, don't like twerking. I mean, it's just a lot of people with different categories, and I think that we sell ourselves short by saying because you look this way, you automatically fit into this narrative, and that's not true. You have to get to know people on a case-by-case basis, an individual basis. If you care, like watermelon, yeah, good one. If you care. But a lot of people don't care to get to know people. A lot of people don't care to have that conversation. But I can tell you guys, if you take the time and you really promote positive energy, a lot of positive people will find you. A lot of positive people will support you. A lot of people, they will cheer for you without you telling them. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I keep on going back to the Kwame Browns or whatever case may be, because I feel like when you have a level of sincerity um, a level of realness, you know, and you know how to kind of amplify the moment. Like you use the words to, you know what I'm saying, to amplify the moment. I think that is very important. And when you have men and women that resonate um, in that moment, that supports that moment, that's a beautiful thing. You know, there's nothing like seeing a group of people come together for a positive cause and can talk to one another without degrading and disrespecting one another. But I understand, like I said, on both sides, the people are frustrated. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all might not agree with this, but I don't think it's just about being frustrated. I think there are some people out there that love the dysfunction. They love it. They promote it. They love to see men and women go head to head. They love to see men and women go at each other. They do. Because I feel like it's almost like, yeah, y'all remember when y'all maybe some of y'all it was a long time ago. A long time ago. But y'all remember when y'all was in middle school or grade school when you know you have two people, you know what I'm saying, and they supposed to be fighting or whatever the case may be, and you have that person on the outside instigating it. Ooh, you gonna let them say that about your mama? Ooh, you know what I'm saying? And they're doing they're not in the fight, but they're instigating the fight, right? They're doing everything to get these people to fight, to make these people stay in that moment. Nothing else matters. School bell just rung. We got to get back to class. No. You know what I'm saying? It's all about that moment, and that's what's happening right now. You have a bunch of people that's I'm about to say Instagramming, instigating. Anybody say something in the chat, I'm blocking you. I'm blocking you for life. I just messing with y'all for life. But that's instigating a constant issue, you know, and we don't have time to heal. We don't have time to build. You know what I'm saying? Some cats were fighting in my backyard. I was so conditioned. I jumped up to see. Hey, I think everybody, you know what's so funny, man? I think when people hear someone say, you know, I'm about empowerment for both men and women, for the community, I think people get the narrative like, well, if you're empowering people, you can't curse. If you're empowering people, you must be perfect. If you're empowering people, then, you know, you have to be in this type of relationship, or you have to be in, like, I think we put so much pressure on people that want to be positive. I believe that, you know what I'm saying, there are people out there that was, you know, cracked out, you know, on drugs last week. And then this week they found, you know what I'm saying, a moment of clarity. This week they want to help people. This week they want to help build. But what we do is we tend to, especially when people make a stand, they make that stand. It's not easy saying, you know, I want to empower people. Because what happens is when you tell people I want to empower people, they don't see the message. They don't see the steps forward. They don't see the positive. What they see is your past. That's what the conversation is about. Even though you say, man, I love people. I love good energy. You know what I'm saying? Nah. You was homeless last week, right? You was an alcoholic last week. You was on drugs last week, right? You lost your job last week. Like you have to harp on the negative because the positive won't be justified. And anybody that stands in front of people and say, listen, I got a message. I want to build. You know what I'm saying? I want us to be great. And it's difficult because those people normally go through the gauntlet of BS for no reason other than the fact that how dare you be positive? How dare you try to make people work together? How dare you say, oh, well, we need to listen to understand? Motherfucker, you don't tell me what the, like, it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking. But I see why people are scared to be positive. More people, what they say, go along to get along. It's easier to be a part of a crowd of negativity because there are no expectations. Duh. There's no expectations. It's easy to see people self-destruct and say, you know what? I can do just as much destructive stuff as you, and it's all good. There's no expectations. Nobody's gonna check you. Well, you're not doing as much negative stuff as you're supposed to be doing. No, it's like, okay, you're doing negative stuff, cool. So all of the vices that we have, all of the lingo and the language and the things that we have now, is deeply rooted in craziness. It's deeply rooted in nonsense. My chat pops up when it want to pop up. It says Reggie says truth has been no feelings. It's just people who has the feelings. Yeah, I think it's difficult for, like I said, it's difficult for people to stand up and want to be, for lack of better words, a hero. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not necessarily saying, sometimes being a hero is not always, the villain are your closest friends. The villain are your family members. Those are the villains. Like, you go to your family and say, hey, I'm on my empowerment thing right now, yada yada, and it'll be the people that are closest to you that will condemn you the worst, that will promote the worst negativity about you, or would be the reminder, that reminder of you being on drugs, you being an alcoholic, something not going good in your life. That's the reminder that they do. And my thought process is, man, let people be great. Let people be great. I have never, ever, 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 ever. You can get it on my level. I have never seen a perfect person. I've never seen a perfect person. People have vices that they do that if you find out that they do, you would be like, You would kind of side eye it, like, you know what I'm saying? You have somebody preaching the word of God. I say Jesus is on the main line, huh? Right? And as soon as he get off the pulpit, go take a shot. And I ain't talking about grape juice. the pastor drinking Henny, Lord. He drinking Henny, Lord. You see what I'm saying? You have your vices. That's why I said I've never seen a perfect person. I've never seen it. You know? At work, hey, you know what I'm saying? Hey, you know, I'm professional. You know? I speak a certain type of way. And when I get out of the street, every mother, you know, I don't give about none of these mother. And if I see enough, I'm a cracker here. Like, it's people have vices, you know, that makes them unperfect. But I feel like people are scared to be good. People are scared to be considered a hero because it comes with too much responsibility. That means you can't go along to get along. You have to stand on your square. You have to stand 10 toes down. And I'm gonna be honest with you, there are not a lot of men being men. There are not a lot of women being women. There are a lot of people. There are a lot of males with penises. There are a lot of women with vaginas, but there are not a lot of people that are well balanced enough to say, this is how you handle a problem successfully. Be honest with you. Some people just do not know how to have a conversation. They do not know how to handle problems. You know, they don't. I told someone the other day, I said, you know what? You're the type of person that you're going to do two things in a problem. You're going to make the problem worse, or you're going to run away from the problem. Now, here's the issue. Let's break down those two things, making the problem worse. Some things can be fixed with a simple conversation, with a simple, genuine apology, with a simple level of humbleness. Everybody, you can't be right all the time, right? And then the runaway part. I think a lot of people are professional track stars. They are professional track stars. When they have a problem, their issue or their go-to is I'll run away from the problem. Well, this is the problem, right? Let me use an analogy, okay? You're in your home and you're drinking a nice cold glass of water. You know, drop the lemon in there, you just refreshed. And the glass slips out your hand and breaks on your floor, right? Oh my God, I broke the glass. And you say, okay, I'm going to go into the living room. Hey, I'm gonna go upstairs in the den. I'm gonna leave this area, okay? Well, the issue with that is that you don't fix the problem, but the problem still exists. The problem is still there. And either one or two things is going to happen, okay? You're going to leave the problem for somebody else to fix. And this is what happens. A lot of us are the somebody else to fix. A lot of us are the people who come in and they fix the problem. That's the you and I's, right? We go in and we clean the glass up. Well, how many times you going to clean the glass up before you get frustrated, before you say, you know, hey, I'm in a rush. I just want to go and make me a sandwich real quick. And you're stepping on somebody else's mess. You have to deal with somebody else's mess. And this is the reason why people get emotionally drained in relationships, because they feel like they're being used. And there's no level of understanding. There's no level of respect. And the other person, because you're so used to fixing things, the other person, to be honest with you, is taking advantage of you. But that's what they're accustomed to doing. And God forbid if you've done it for months and years, now you're just drained at the end of the day. So you going in the kitchen just to fix a simple sandwich, and you have to step on the glass and stuff. So you like, okay, before I can get to what I need to do, before I can nourish myself, I got to take time out to fix somebody else's issue. And what happens is that person they get, I appreciate y'all hitting that like button. Thank you. Appreciate y'all support. What happens is you're hungry, you're thirsty, and you have to go through the trial and tribulation to get what you need to get done. You got to continuously step through that glass, continuously clean the glass up. And it's like, man, at one day you just be like, man, look, if you ain't gonna fix your problem, if you ain't gonna clean up this mess, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm gonna go elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I hope y'all guys get that understanding of what I'm saying. But the fact of the matter is, I just feel like, you know, a lot of times, you know, people make the problem worse, or they run away from the problem. And you being one of those 10 toes down type people, you being one of those people who understand what being a man is or a woman is, you find that your tolerance, your patience, it grows weary. It grows very thin with dealing with other people's problems. So then you start saying, well, what about me? What about me? Because then you start listening to people like Tough Love that tell you, well, you need to focus on you. You trying to fix everybody else. You're trying to be, Stretch Armstrong and trying to, okay, well, let me fix this. Well, let me fix that. And let me fix that. But you got so many, you got but so many arms, and then you find out, even though it's 24 hours in a day, you find that you got very little time to accomplish the things that you got in reference to your short-term and long-term goals, because you've been fixing things for a long time. You are the fixer in the family. You are the sibling that's the fixer. You are the man or woman that's the fixer, the go-to. People expect you to come and save them. Step through their broken glass, clean up their broken glass. And then when you get tired of it, and see, this is the issue, and this is that karma I was talking about earlier, right? You can't save everybody. But this is the issue. When you decide that you're not going to clean up their glass, how dare you? Oh, you got me. How dare you not come and clean this up? But I ain't make the mess. Yeah. But we had an understanding that when I break, you fix. When I destroy, you fix. When I misuse, you fix. When I disrespect, you fix. When I walk away, you run after me and you fix. So this is what I encourage you guys to do, right? I encourage you guys to find balance. Because we talk about karma, we talk about, helping people and being a good Samaritan and helping family members and friends, etc. But make sure that you're helping yourself. You're building yourself. You're building yourself financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, socially. You're building yourself. You're becoming a well-rounded person. People can always tell a well-rounded person. You exude a certain level of confidence. Some people might get it confused with cockiness. And I'm going to be honest with you, it is a thin line. It's a thin line. And depending on how you carry yourself and what you're saying, it could be perceived a certain way. But I think that when you carry yourself with a certain level of balance, you promote and exude a certain level of energy. It's your mojo. It's the twinkle in your eye. It's how you maneuver. It's the things that you say. Your words hold more weight. A lot of people don't understand how to have their mojo intact because they never been around. They weren't taught that. Now we done got to a point in life where we figure, our kids will just learn it when they learn it. They'll get to it. They'll get around to learning it. And, the reality of it is that, there is someone that's going to teach your child a lesson that you failed to teach them. There is someone that's going to teach them a lesson. There is someone that's going to introduce your child to something that you decided not to talk to your child about. Now, where am I going with this, you might ask? Well, what I'm saying is that the reason why a lot of people can't fix issues is because they never learned how to fix issues within the home that they grew up with as a child. Everything was being it's over emotional. It's cursing. It's loud. It's disrespectful. Like that's the environment that children are growing up in, and they can't maintain themselves. They can't have a simple disagreement. And I think the problem is having simple disagreements and being able. It's that bounce back time. It's how you bounce back. You know what I'm saying? It's how you bounce back, and I think that. Case in point, I remember my college professor says, Mario, are you rubber or are you wood? I said, first of all, how dare you ask me that? Nah, my professor was cool, but he said, are you rubber or are you wood? And this was proposed to us at the beginning of the semester. He said, hey, I want to know how many people are rubber and how many people are wood. And of course, we what you talking about? And he said, okay, are you able to bend? Okay, you talking generic, bro. Like what are you trying to say? Okay. Then he said, when it comes to life, if you could pick one thing to be, would you choose to be rubber or wood? Now everybody was thinking about, well, I would be wood. I could build homes. I could start fires. I could do that. And he was like, well, wood is not flexible. Are you flexible? Can you adapt? Can you adapt? That's my question. Can you adapt? Are you rubber or are you wood? Can you adapt? Or are you only one way all the time? Always overly emotional, always the loudest one in the bunch with really little substance. Always not worrying about what you should be worrying about in reference to your goals, short-term and long-term goals. Always the one damaging and self-sabotaging relationships, professional and personal. Are you rubber or are you wood? Are you wood? One way all the time, up and down. Not evolving, not able to bend and fold with time. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Okay, y'all let me know. If you just tuning in right now, make sure you please subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell for notifications. A lot of people say they ain't getting my notifications because you ain't hitting the bell. You got to hit the bell. Okay? BELL. You got to hit the bell. Hit it. Okay? Hit it. All right? Now, let me explain something to you guys in reference to the algorithm of YouTube. When you hit the like button, it encourages YouTube to say, this is something that people want to hear. This is a message that people should hear, right? If you feel like this is a message that people should hear, do me a favor, support the channel, support the growth. Tough Love is on the move, and I really want you guys to be in the building when we have these conversations, but don't just keep all the knowledge to yourself. Again, shout out to Kwame Brown. Shout out to all of the positive content creators, both men and women, that's trying to not just unite, but ignite. You know what I'm saying? Not just bring us together, but fire us up to say we need to do better. I can appreciate that. I can respect that. Ladies and gentlemen, until next time, y'all make sure y'all adult up. This is Mario J. This is Tough Love. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.